Hello and welcome to Power to the People with me, Graeme Pryce. I felt I just had to share a few thoughts with you about something that is stressing me out far more than anything else at the moment. I know I'm not the only person talking about it, and I certainly won't be the only person making videos about it in the next fortnight, but I do think I might have a slightly unique perspective that I'd like to share with you on the sheer horror of what's going on across the Atlantic. I'm going to keep this video as short as possible, but it is one that starts a while back and in a place you wouldn't really expect. A place that doesn't in fact exist, a place that couldn't exist even. And we'll go there right after this. Hey, sorry to interrupt me. I won't keep you long. There are 4 things that YouTube uses in its algorithms. It's whether you've liked, commented and subscribed and how long you've watched the video for. If you could do just one of those 4 things and maybe watch a little bit longer than you thought you might otherwise, it would really, really help. Thank you very much indeed. On with the madness. Everything is a conspiracy when you don't understand how anything works. Everything is suspicious when you're ignorant of the meaning of everything. YouTube is full of nonsense, stupidity, lies, idiots, and conspiracy. I could make a video claiming that evil lizard people are running the world tomorrow and post it, and YouTube wouldn't take it down as long as it met their regulations and fulfilled the algorithms. Even if it was complete bullshit from beginning to end, as it obviously would be, they would still allow it on the site. They'll give absolutely any crayon-munching village idiot you can think of a voice to speak to millions of people. I would say that some of the worst of those people, though, are flat earthers. Anybody with an even infantile understanding of the world around them knows that it can't possibly be flat, obviously. About 10 years ago, I unfortunately became aware that there is quite a community of flat earth morons on YouTube, or flatards, as many people like myself have come to call them. They're an interesting breed. It takes a very, very special kind of stupidity combined with strange paranoia to think the earth is flat. You have to believe everybody is lying to you. Not just everybody alive, everybody that ever lived was a liar. The sky is a lie. The stars are lying to you. The sun and the moon, they're lies. Physics as we know it is a lie. Everything is a lie to a flat earther. The only people that they trust are themselves and other people that share their delusion, or the people that feed it. I watch a few channels that interview Trump supporters. I saw a MAGA Blag Munter interviewed yesterday. He didn't trust the Department of Justice, he didn't trust the FBI, didn't trust the Supreme Court, didn't trust the legislative departments, didn't trust the Democrats obviously, didn't trust the Secret Service, didn't trust any branch of the judiciary. He didn't trust his friends, and he didn't even trust his family if they didn't agree with him that Trump was the best president ever and possibly the greatest man to have ever lived. The only person he had any faith in was Trump. The only person that he still believed was speaking the truth, and the only person that was perfectly blameless and totally messianic was Trump. Trump, to him, only speaks truth. If Trump says it, it must be true, it must be right. If Trump said it was raining on a sunny day, he'd have stood there with his umbrella up in the blazing sun feeling smug that he wasn't getting wet. He reminded me of the people I used to sit and watch insist that the earth was flat and that every single thing that irrefutably proves them wrong is just fake or wrong or a lie. But there was always a darker side to it. A debunker would engage with these oxygen-stealing cretins and give them undeniable evidence that they were wrong. and they would just refuse to accept it. These people would say the sky and the moon and the sun are fake, rather than admit the earth isn't flat. They'd pivot, they'd gish gallop, they'd try to change the subject, and they'd scream and yell that NASA is fake, and they'd pretend nobody has ever been to space. But you know what would always be the end point with them? When they realised that they weren't getting anywhere, nobody believed them, they'd start to show quite extremist views, usually right-wing views. They'd be racist, they'd be homophobic, they'd be anti-Semitic, they'd be transphobic, they'd be disgusted by people who asked for welfare. They'd inevitably end up being thrown out of the debate for being disgustingly racist, or accusing everybody of being part of Antifa. Or they'd just start screaming, racism and homophobia. I did learn something from them though. I learned how to be right and back up my position with facts and decency instead of populist lies and ignorance, and how to admit when I'm wrong. We saw it with supporters of the Tories too. After 14 years of utter incompetence, deceit, disgraceful corruption and blatant fascistic tendencies, the likes of Carol Malone and Darren Grimes and Laura Kunsberg, any Tory MP obviously, that managed to blag their way onto our screens, would insist that black is white and up is down, and that illegal immigrants were to blame. Nigel Farage, he's still doing it. The Tories, still doing it, aren't they? Trump is in many ways a quite stupid man, but he's a master of propaganda, an emperor of lies, a figurehead of deceit, the leader of the ignorant, the misinformed, the racist and the stupid. No wonder the Tories admire him so much. Trump doesn't want to be president. Trump wants to be the king of America. The United States, our biggest and most important ally, is on the verge of possibly electing a racist, fascist bigot into the most powerful position on the planet. I'm not particularly religious, but I might say a little prayer the night before the US election. He's a monster, a 34 times convicted felon, a civilly liable rapist, a man who lusts after his own daughter, a man who looked at a 10-year-old child and said, "I'll be dating her in 10 years." A man who has already tried to overthrow democracy once and fully intends to do so again, and isn't even hiding it. For some crazy, insane reason, they've allowed him to run for president again, and nothing seems to get through, does it? Nothing stops the people who believe in him believing that everything and everyone else is a lie except Trump. Just like the flat earthers. Donald Trump's supporters broke a man's skull open by beating him with a fire extinguisher and erected gallows outside the Capitol building, chanting about hanging Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi on January the 6th. Trump said a couple of weeks ago that the January 6th insurrection was a day of love and peace. This is just how much that man is capable of turning reality on its head. Yesterday it was revealed that he told people in the past that he wished he had generals that were like Hitler's. And today, a so-called journalist on Fox News told millions of Americans that he didn't really mean it in the Nazi way, and it just shows that he's a strong leader who wants to be surrounded by powerful people. And millions of them will believe that. What is happening in America is a hell of a lot more important, dangerous and frightening than just a general election in November. Thank you for watching if you've gotten this far. It's stunning and unbelievable that we're in the position we're in after the fascism and horrors of World War II, isn't it? We're supposed to learn from history. I can barely believe that somebody as appalling and terrible as Trump is on the verge of becoming the leader of the free world. But if you disagree with me, please go ahead and tell me in the comments what it is that you like about him. I'd love to hear how anybody decent or intelligent can justify supporting that man. I can pretty much guarantee that whatever evidence you have will be as biased, pathetic and meaningless as the utter nonsense that flat earthers bring to the table, the flat table. Please do hit the like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and of course any support via Patreon, PayPal or the Buy Me a Coffee page is hugely appreciated. The join button for memberships is always below as well, and the more members I have, the less I have to rely on ad revenue. Not that I get much anyway. Obviously there is a lot more I could say. Everybody is talking about how much I could say. Nobody has ever seen anything like the words I say. They're bigly genius because I'm such a stable genius. Everybody's talking about it. It's true. It's true. It's true. Ta-da. Trump said that January the 6th was a day of love and peace. Not to celebrate, is it? Don't know what I'm getting jiggy about. Talking bollocks, Sam.